Well. Welcome to another recording.
Well, thank you so much for welcoming me, Chandler. I'm so excited to record with you today. There are a lot of topics to get into.
Yeah, surprisingly, quite a few hot topics.
Quite a few hot topics. Also, hot topics like right up our alley. Like Meghan Markle, Hailey Bieber, Selena Gomez. Like, we were going to get into the Kevin Spacey documentary on this show, on this episode. It was going to be like a full debrief. But I just felt like it felt kind of like a downer. Like I was like, do we really want to get into like a full deep dive on like sexual assault for an hour on our podcast?
I mean, I still really want to talk about it because I find it to be fascinating. It's very dark subject material. So I still want to talk about it, but maybe we'll save it for an episode where, it might just be a segment instead of a full episode. And there are a lot of topics that really are our bread and butter. So there's a lot to get into, a lot for, really us as experts to chat about.
Yeah, I think that I don't know. It just felt like such a downer for me. And I want to, have you watched it?
No, I haven't watched it yet. I mean, I am fascinated by the whole case because I had no idea. And I remember watching House of Cards and just like loving Kevin Spacey. Yeah. And I think that he's been a very protected celebrity in Hollywood. And I'm just fascinated by it. But maybe that's just, morbid curiosity. Maybe there's something wrong with me.
Probably. Well, can I share with you something dark that happened to me recently?
Yeah, tell me about it. Tell me.
Let's just get right into it today. Chandler, got a cold brew, okay? Mm-hmm. And I walked to my local coffee shop and it was closed. By the way, my refrigerator died. And so it was this whole shebang. So annoying. Had to wait for a new fridge. We didn't have a fridge for like a week. Mm-hmm. Anyway, long story short, I walked to my coffee shop. It was closed, so I had to go to another one. I get there. I get a cold brew. Do you want to know how much it was?
$11?
$9.45 for a grande cold. Not grande, medium, 16 ounce, but yes, grande cold brew.
Wait, at Starbucks? You were at Starbucks?
No, I was not at Starbucks. I was at just like a local coffee shop.
Inflation, baby. It's a bitch.
I mean, is that normal pricing for you?
No, I would say a medium to, not even a large coffee is about $5.50 plus tips. So
$5.50, $7 max.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was just like, are you kidding me? It was $6.75 for the coffee, and then it was $1.25 for cream because I had asked for a little bit of cream, and they added $1.25.
Yeah, that's crazy. Did you flip out? Did you have a moment?
Well, I kind of did actually. I didn't flip out, but I was just like, but then Puerto Rico has 11% sales tax, which is a lot.
Mm-hmm. Which is a
so
ton.
Anyway, the total comes up and it's $9.45. Mm-hmm. And I go, and I couldn't help myself. I go, really, almost $10 for a medium iced coffee. Like, what has the world gone to? Anyway, the girl didn't even acknowledge my comment.
Yeah, she doesn't care. She doesn't care. I'm sure you happily paid.
I happily paid, but I skipped the tip button. I'm just like, I'm sorry. If I'm paying $10 for coffee, I'm not tipping $1 for someone to pour it into a plastic cup for me. Sorry.
The most egregious part is getting charged for milk or cream. I don't think I've ever been charged for cream unless it's like extra or something.
Did you know that in LA? Yes. Well, first of all, there's all these usurious fees. Did you know in LA it's against the law now, I think in California, to have miscellaneous fees? So like service charges, all those like fees that really add up to the bill and can add an additional 20 to 40%. Those are now illegal, which is kind of amazing.
Really? That is. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, I did an Instacart order yesterday and I was like, my groceries were like $86 or no, maybe even less, like 80 something. And then my total though was $120 by the end of it. And I think my tip was like 10 at most. Like,
wait, you tipped for groceries? I missed the first part.
Like an Instacart, a grocery delivery, Instacart.
Oh, right. Okay.
And like just all of these charges. And I have like Instacart Plus or whatever. So I should theoretically get like free delivery or at least heavily discounted delivery. Doesn't matter. Like there are always a ton of charges that make no sense. I mean, with DoorDash, and I keep paying them. Like, I think I need to get the DoorDash credit card or something because I am just getting sold up the river.
I personally feel like, and I think I've talked with you about this before, there's basically an additional $1,000 to $3,000, depending on how much you spend, to make your life like basically seamless, where you're like, yeah, I can just get the DoorDash. I can just get the Instacart per month, per month. It's like, it's just all those little charges that make things frictionless, because the journey to the grocery store and then carrying the groceries, getting them up your apartment, it's actually like a huge amount of work compared to the cost of just having it delivered, and time. And it's just like, you're exhausted already after work. And so it makes sense that people like, yes, are paying up the yin yang for these conveniences. But it does make life really quite expensive.
Well, and in New York, you know, one grocery store is not necessarily going to have everything you need. So I pay for someone else to shop for me at a further away grocery store that might be able to, you know, provide me with everything I need. It's a whole fiasco. It's a whole nightmare. We're living in it. We're paying for it. And I'm not going to stop. Like, I'm not planning on stopping these expenses anytime soon.
No, I think that the reality is that we have discovered how difficult life has become in America and its territories. And this is why we're now pivoting to politics on this podcast. And we really want to get into inflation. We want to get into, you know, publicly, you know, supporting our different candidates. So Chandler, please, let's share your endorsement, and then let's share the political platform we actually want to get into today.
Yeah. Let's start with abortion.
Oh my gosh. Just kidding. We're not pivoting to a politics podcast. But all I'll say is life feels very expensive at every turn.
Can I say you're looking ready for the campaign trail?
Honestly, I regret this look. I regret this look so much. And I was going to say, hold on, like 10 minutes ago when we were first starting, and I was running 5 minutes late, and I could tell you were getting annoyed. I was going to be like, hold on and go change my top. But I just knew I didn't have the time. And so here I am. I look like a Republican mom, 100%. Okay. In Connecticut. I look like a Connecticut Republican mom, and honestly like a low rent version.
No,
like a
you
Gap
look beautiful.
Version.
You look like Meredith Blake or whatever, you know, the young, hot, sexy woman that Dennis Quaid dates in Parent Trap. But you do, it's a conservative look. You know what you're honestly giving? You're giving when they aged Zendaya in Challengers. Like, this is what this is what they put her in.
We talked about this on Patreon, okay? It's, you want to look polished and you can end up looking so boring, so Bank of America employee adjacent, just so square. And everyone, it's my cross to bear.
I think you could put on a snapback right now and totally add some edge to your outfit.
What's a snapback?
Like, what if you just like a trucker hat or something? Why don't you throw one of those on? You know, add some edge to it. No, you look great. I'm wearing an Amazon tank top, and I made charm necklaces with our niece yesterday. I don't know how I feel about mine. I put some religious garb on here, and I have mixed emotions about it now.
Well, is there a cross on your necklace?
So the heart that I liked best, all right, in the center, just so happened to be the Lord's Prayer.
I think, first of all, I love this for you. And honestly, this brings me to a very important topic, which is, and this is going to be brief, everyone, for who doesn't watch The Valley, but the gorgeous Christian religious couple that are Danny and Nia. Okay. So I got to the part where everyone, just so if you don't watch, this is worth listening to, because what we see on The Valley are these couples in their late 30s going through the stages of life. Some have newborns, some are on the verge of divorce. It's very real. It's very good. Anyway, basically the quintessential perfect couple, Danny and Nia, they're the archetype on the show of the faithful, the still, it seems like, hot for each other, happy couple. And they seem like such good people. They really glow. And do you know what Chandler enlightened me as to why they glow? They have the light of Christ. Okay.
They're Christian.
Apparently they are Christians. And I'm having a coming to Jesus moment. I mean, not really, but kind of, because there's a scene where they do this game where they're like, asking outrageous questions. And one of them is, who in this group would you as a couple want to have a threesome with? And Nia is sitting across from her husband, and she just gives him this look and this hand gesture. And she's just like, no, we're not going there. We're not doing that. Like, not in this home, not in this abode, not in this union. That's, not in this union between us, husband and wife, and Jesus Christ. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. No, honestly, religious people are genuinely better. They are really better.
I know.
And I need to get some morals.
I also had a moment where at first I was like, "Ugh, of course." But then I saw the way that she looked at him, and it wasn't like, she didn't make a big deal out of it. Like, we're not answering this question. She was just kind of like,
No.
kind of low key, just like, we're not going to answer this. And she was laughing
Yeah,
along
it's
with everyone
sweet.
else's answers. It was just like, we're not going to play this question. We'll play the other ones. And she makes sexy jokes. She's not like prude, but she was just like, we're not going to do this one. And I thought it was a class act, as mom would say, a real class act move.
A class act. I'm suddenly questioning, like, maybe all the stuff mom told us was true. Because I'm comparing Nia and Danny to all these other couples. And I'm like, maybe I do need Jesus as the third member of my relationship.
I think you might.
I mean, it's a pretty soaring testimonial for the Bible, their union. Well, that's all I'm going to say.
It's funny that you bring this up, because did you see, they had like a video where it was like a day in the life of our newborn who's also a actor on a show. Basically, they're twins, also play like a baby on a show. Okay.
And they didn't see that. Is that like something?
It was on her Instagram.
On YouTube?
It was on her Instagram. Yeah.
Okay.
So because they have twins, they like can, use either baby. And anyway, on the show Young Sheldon, and she did like a behind the scenes day in the life. It was very cute. And one of the babies' names is Zariah, which I think is a very Book of Mormon name. Book of Mormon is, from the religion we were raised with. And I was like, what was Lehi's wife's name? Like, wasn't it something like that?
I think it was Sariah.
Sariah. Yes.
Wow.
Anyway.
Is Sariah the one that called him a visionary man and got in trouble?
Probably.
I forget. It's been a minute since seminary. No, honestly, I'm thinking of naming my son Isaiah. I'm thinking of asking for whatever church they go to. I don't think they're Mormon, though.
I mean, obviously, no, they're definitely not Mormon. Okay, we love Danny and Nia. We love their marriage. They also just shine next to all these couples. I think it's worth noting as well that all of the couples on the Valley, except for Danny and Nia, are like kind of a dumpster. Well, I don't know about Janet and her husband. I forget his name. But like, honestly, it's not hard to look good. But yeah, it's not hard to look good next to Jax and Brittany and Michelle and Jesse. That's all.
That's absolutely true. Okay, well, moving on though, for people who don't, I mean, there's just so much to get into today. There's so much to get into. I wonder where we start. Oh, I do have something else to say.
Another personal story?
I do have something else to say. It's not a personal story. It's just a little FYI to people that I am on my fitness and nutrition routines, getting super disciplined because I'm going to the Amalfi Coast in June for 2 weeks, and I need to be feeling really good. And I have spent the past 3 months, honestly, just eating like trash. And, I spent in New York when we were doing Kate Middleton, I was having a daily provisions, like sausage and cheese sandwich delivered daily for breakfast. Delicious. And just going out to dinner all the time and just drinking. And anyway, so if you, as Courtney says, if you do the time, if you do the crime, you got to do the time. I'm doing the time right now. And a lot of people have asked me over the years of doing this podcast what my routines are in terms of fitness and nutrition to get in shape for vacations, because that's genuinely when I'm motivated to. So I'm bringing everyone along on that journey on Instagram subscriptions. So if you want to take part in that experience, I'm sharing everything I do, leaving no details out. That's on IG subscriptions this month.
Are you going to talk about your enemas? I'm just kidding. I'm going
to talk about, yes, the celery juice enemas I do every night at 2 a.m. That's a really crucial part of my routine. Okay. Thank you so much for bringing it up. I mean, if you don't get those enzymes in your asshole in the middle of the night, every night, you're never going to look good for your thirst trap.
Let's just say that Lauren and I shared a Jack and Jill bathroom growing up. And there were several times where Lauren said, I'm going to be using the bathroom for the next little bit. I'm doing an enema.
I used to follow a true loon named Natalia Rose who promoted the raw food diet. This was when the raw food diet was all the craze. By the way, you brought this up, so don't roll your eyes as I'm
not rolling. I love it. I've never done an enema, and I think they could really benefit me.
I used to do all sorts of extreme diets and honestly had an unhealthy relationship with food. Nothing like, Chandler, my present day, very balanced diet, okay? But in my more extreme days, yes, I got into enemas and colonics and only raw food. I followed Freely the Banana Girl. I could do a whole episode about it. And there were a few times, guess what? In our Jack and Jill bathroom, I stuck a plastic tube up my asshole, okay? And had warm water trickle down into it in my journey to look like Miranda Kerr. It never was successful. In fact, I always gained weight on those diets because I was always like,
Starving,
anyways.
probably.
I wasn't, it was like when you're only eating literally cold vegetables and fruit, it's just like so, you feel so deprived. And so you just eat so much.
You eat so much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're starving. You're so hungry.
Yes.
Yeah.
I could do a tirade for an hour about all that crazy stuff. But no, if you want to hear my balanced, mentally well approach at 33, that was 14 years ago, unfortunately, you can join us on Instagram subscriptions this month.
Join us, please. Join us, everyone.
Join us.
I need to join us. Join us here on Instagram subscriptions. Do you feel like I need to come up with something to share on Instagram subscriptions? Like, do I need to have some type of personal,
a little more work?
Well, I'm like, what personal details do people want to know about my life? And I don't know that there's much. So we'll see. We'll see.
I think that your sex therapy with Ben live, if you could do that on
tantric sex therapy. I could actually do, like, why don't we actually do a live session or something like that? Yeah, that could be smart.
Listen, I have business class flights to Europe to pay for this month. So I need you to step it up on IG subscriptions. And if that takes you, Ben, and I don't know, Esther Perel after dark on IG subscriptions, that's what it's going to take.
That's what it's going to take. It's, you know what? We're going to get you there in business class to the Amalfi Coast one way or another. Let's get into a couple who really could have used Esther Perel. I always want to say Esther, like I want to like roll the S, but it's Esther, right? It's like it's a strong Esther.
Have you ever heard of anyone named Esther?
No, but like there's something about the H in it, that the TH, right? Isn't there a TH?
Yeah, but I think that H is silent.
Yeah.
For the normal name Esther. I don't think it's Esther Perel.
Wait, I thought Esther I didn't know the real name Esther. I guess not that her name is fake, but I thought it didn't have an H in it. It does?
It does.
I'm learning new things every day on this podcast, and that's my life's work. Okay. A couple who could have used Esther Perel, Dorit and PK.
Oh, let's get okay. I personally feel like I am so scared of everyone at this point. Not really, actually. This is my domain, but I feel like Chandler, should we save Dorit and PK and any Taylor talk for the end for people who are like, stop talking about Housewives, stop talking about Taylor Swift, so they can, close the show?
I don't think so. I think we can save Taylor for the end because I understand Taylor fatigue, but I think we can talk about Dorit and PK. Sorry, everyone.
Okay, let's get into Dorit and PK. Am I leading this one?
You are.
Oh, great. Perfect. Okay, everyone. So this is an article from Page 6. On Thursday, Dorit and Paul PK Kemsley announced they were separating after 9 years of marriage. They released the following statement. We as a couple have been subject to a lot of speculation about our marriage. We've had our struggles over the last few years and continue to work through them as two people who love each other and share two amazing children together. To safeguard our deep friendship and maintain a harmonious environment for our children, we have made the mutual and difficult decision to take some time apart and reevaluate our relationship while we prioritize our children. We appreciate your love and support while we continue to do the work necessary throughout this journey. This separation comes as a surprise to Real Housewives of Beverly Hills fans, since Dorit said on the most recent Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion, filmed in January 2024, that she and PK were doing better than ever after PK 56 quit drinking. That was a very pivotal moment. So things are, knock on wood, as good as they can possibly be. Despite their separation, that was Dorit, FYI.
Right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Despite their separation, Dorit was later seen still wearing her wedding ring and allegedly getting dinner with PK on the same day as they announced the news. I mean, I could talk all day about what I really think went down here, but why don't you give your opinion first before I start pontificating yet again?
So I think that the writing was on the wall here for the past few years. I think that a huge moment was the robbery, the home invasion that she suffered. That was extremely traumatic, everyone's worst nightmare. And I still kind of believe that whole thing was potentially orchestrated by PK. That it for insurance money. And I guess also to back up to some more writing that was on the wall, like financially, the scrutiny that PK has been under, the money issues that they've had, I think that also led to the demise of their marriage.
It's so interesting. I feel like when she met him, she was probably like doing good enough to be a European socialite or whatever, like partying all the time. And Beverly Beach was probably supporting a lifestyle of international travel, but it wasn't like major money. And I think when she met him, he was obviously the financial powerhouse compared to her. I think he also probably was really flashy, right?
Yeah.
And I
Boy
think
George.
that Boy George what? Boy George. Just Boy George? He knew Boy George?
I'm just saying he was like good friends with Boy George, or like, his lifestyles of the rich and famous, Boy George.
Boy George 100% was a huge factor in her deciding to marry him and to date him. No, but I feel like from everything we know about PK, he was huge on like the London scene. He was a playboy. And I think that she was younger. He was kind of like this older, super charismatic guy. And I feel like what happened is they got married, and over the years, what she realized is, and this is just my opinion, this is pure speculation, I think she's realized that the financial situation was not nearly as strong as he maybe led her to believe, or the prospects weren't as strong, or whatever it was.
Or that it was maybe more illicit.
Who knows? But it just A, wasn't what she thought. And then I think B, I think her success really kind of enabled her to not necessarily feel like she needed that from him anymore. And I think that when that dynamic shifts in a relationship, I think you can get into dicey territory. If you marry a guy for money and then you start to make your own money, how long do most women really stay in that situation? I don't know that that's entirely the reason that she married him. Obviously, PK is like a super charming, charismatic guy. But I also think we can be kind of also realistic about them being a little mismatched as a couple, age and looks wise. And so that's what I think happened. Sorry if you call me a terrible person, it is what it is, but I'm just telling you like it is. This is what I see.
I think it was definitely a different situation of marrying for money than, say Erica and Tom Girardi, where it was like, this is clear as day. Because I remember seeing scenes with PK and Dorit, and like, they liked each other. Like, there was good conversation, there was chemistry. I definitely felt like she adored him. And it wasn't just like this calculated, arranged type of situation. But yeah, I think you are right. And that, as she rose to more fame and could make her own money, and as his money situations really embarrassed her publicly and put their family under a ton of scrutiny and made them look really bad. I mean, it was a lot of like filing for bankruptcy or like house issues, liens against their property liens or something like that. Just, like publicly embarrassing financial crimes or, financial issues, I guess is a better way to put it. I think that, I would not be surprised if she became less enchanted with him. And then I just don't think that he really knew how to support her post the trauma of this home invasion where she was held at gunpoint.
I think that it's like, it's not just one thing. It's all these factors. It's like, it's not just the finances and how that might have played into her attraction to him in the beginning. It's also about how he is emotionally there for her at really difficult times. And it was very clear that he had a hard time with her emotions, right? And he wasn't able to step it up and be there for her. I think someone on Reddit commented about this exactly. They said this on one of the quotes in the outline. They said, in all seriousness, I think marriages can really struggle when one person goes through something and the other person just cannot get it. I think that happened with Kyle when her friend died and with Dorit with the break-in. Your husband thinks of you as this hot, fun person, but not really a whole person. And when the husbands have to be the ones to step up emotionally, they can't do it. They don't get it. And the wives realize the relationship isn't what they thought. I mean, it's so true. Like this happens all the time. Like people will go through something really tough, like cancer or whatever it is. And it'll either bring you super close or you'll be like, whoa, that's who you are when the chips are down. This is who I get to rely on.
Right.
Yeah.
The minute that I'm no longer, hostess with the mostest, fun loving socialite wife, the minute I'm going through some deep shit, you don't really know how to handle me or to take care of me or to support me.
Well, and I think you actually just hit on something really astute, which is when you marry someone because you like that the role that they are in your life and not necessarily just because you are deeply in love with them, it makes it difficult to evolve, right? Because she has evolved past being the doe-eyed. She's no longer Jasmine and he's no longer showing her the world. Like they are more partners in life together, right? And I think that if you're looking for like a Jasmine and you're not looking for a person, if you're looking for more of like a character, it's probably going to be something that gets difficult. And I think that he probably doesn't love the new Dorit, which is less impressed with all the glitz and glam, probably wants more of it. All these things that probably initially brought them together.
Right. But let's move on.
Let's move on. Chandler, should we get into Meghan Markle's tour of Nigeria? Should we talk about Justin and Hailey? What do you want to get into next?
I think let's talk about Justin and Hailey, and then let's talk about Meghan after.
Go for it.
So, Lauren, while we were watching the very first night of Eras Tour Paris, something else big was happening in pop culture news. And I almost missed it because I was literally watching the live stream of Taylor on stage.
It was a huge, huge moment for everyone who has followed this couple and everyone who loves pop culture. Probably one of the biggest moments in 2024. Chandler, please share the blessed news.
Justin and Hailey Bieber are expecting their first child together. They are pregnant.
Did you feel like she is copying Indie Blue with her pregnancy announcement? That was just like one little note I had. Always. I mean, but I just felt like the video and the aesthetic, it was so Indie Blue coded. And anyway, I just think that she might be a closet fan of Indie, if not a public fan.
I also think that it's just funny now. Like every single part of a pregnancy of your life is now a moment to have a photo shoot.
Okay. I literally put in my notes, Chandler, I was like, there are not enough Instagrammable moments on the pregnancy journey yet. And I feel like we only have right now, we have push presents, we have gender reveals, we have baby moons. We only have those. And obviously, the pregnancy announcement. But if we could roll in a vow renewal to the pregnancy announcement, like, please, women deserve this. We deserve this.
We literally deserve, that's multiple outfits. Outfit for the ceremony, outfit for the photo shoot after.
It's also, you get this gorgeous video. You get a long, beautiful gown that's like super expensive. We got to bring these, to the masses.
So for everyone who might have missed this, there is a video of them, in the foothills of Hawaii, I believe, having this vow renewal ceremony and, taking these gorgeous shots of Justin and her and admiring her bump and lovingly looking at each other. The vow renewal was a little bit funny to me.
I really wanted to talk with you about the vow renewal. Please share your thoughts before I share mine.
A vow renewal is the kiss of death.
It's like, have we watched too much Housewives? Are we jaded? Or are we just cold, hard readers of truth out loud on this podcast? I don't know. But I just personally think as well, like with all of the reports of him crying, being in a bad place, like things are not good, it almost seems like they found out she was pregnant and they're like, we're going to make this marriage work. Like, we are recommitting to each other.
Yeah. Like, fly out the pastor from like Hollywood Christian Church. We're making it happen May 9th in Hawaii. This vow renewal is happening. This baby will not be welcomed to the world unless it is, welcomed into a marriage of love.
Like, why do they need to why? This might be kind of rude, but why do they need to make their baby announcement about their relationship unless there's like something to fix there?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. Also, Justin looks like he dressed himself, to say the least.
He looks like he's a toddler who dressed himself at his mom's wedding.
Yes. Hailey looks incredible. The lace, kind of skin tight, long gown that she's wearing is so beautiful. Obviously, she's spectacular looking. But yeah, Justin just looked like such a scrub. And I'm like, let's get this guy in a loose linen shirt. Let's take the snapback off.
Yeah.
For the vow renewal or whatever. Show some respect.
Let's get this guy in a white button down and a pair of Levi's. Okay, let's get Hailey in the same fit. Let's get them on a beach. Let's get him holding her belly from behind. Okay. Let's get him maybe kneeling with the belly and, kissing it. That could be really cute.
Yeah.
They dressed in this outfit. I should really be art directing for them. Dressed in my,
really should.
Conservative Connecticut mom outfit.
You'd have them make a quick pit stop at J. Jill and get outfitted.
Exactly, Chandler. We would stop by Ann Taylor. We would stop by J. Jill. We would stop by the Ralph Lauren outlet in Honolulu. And then we would make our way out to the sands with a BYU, freshman photographer with her DSLR camera.
Yes.
This could have been so much more elevated, everyone. If only
really
they had, consulted the likes of me.
Absolutely. But anyway, we're very happy for them. Another really fun part of this for me was seeing all the other celebrities comment on this, like supportive, sweet things. It was just like, oh, these people are friends. Like, I don't know. There was something so fun about it.
Oh my gosh, this was a stacked comment section. It was Kris Jenner, Kylie. It was just everyone. It was all the Kardashians. It was, that was basically it. Who else was in there?
I mean, then a bunch of B-lister. Then, then the rest of the whole
the Hadid sisters.
Yeah.
Yolanda.
Yeah. Everybody.
It is kind of interesting though, because it's like, it's just so clear who the groups are. It's like, it's the Kardashians. It's the Hadid sisters, although I guess there is some crossover there. But it's like no one really from Camp Taylor except for Gigi commented that I could see.
Actually, yeah, where was Taylor? She's not a girl's girl, clearly.
Well, I think that she has beef with Bieber
Selena.
because of Selena. Yeah. And, she obviously did that famous moment on the red carpet where she saw him and then did this like yuck face. Don't think she realized that this would become an internet meme. Yes. I don't think it's also Bieber is super connected to Scooter Braun. There's bad blood there.
True. You're right. There is bad blood. Okay, so speaking of Selena, it's very sad because she revealed that she actually disabled Instagram comments days before the pregnancy news.
I wonder if she got word.
Like, I'm sure maybe.
I actually, you know what? I bet you it goes through the grapevine with the celebs.
Yeah, like I'm sure maybe her publicist got word and was like, hey, you should probably do this. It just makes me really sad that the parasocial relationships are that intense that they can't like just let the Biebers have this moment and just like let Selena be happy in her own life with Benny Blanco, that, she knows that the storm is coming.
No, I think that honestly, I respect so much that she turned off the comments because the people in the comments, the upset people in the comments are truly deranged.
Deranged.
Like, they don't live on planet Earth in my mind. I don't know how they're connected to Wi-Fi because they are not operating in my realm of reality. Mm-mm. When I read some of the negative comments on our feed, on other people's, I'm just like, yes, if I was a celebrity, you could not comment on my stuff. She doesn't need the engagement. She doesn't need the comments for the Insta algorithm. She's the most followed woman on earth. I fully support shutting down those people.
Yeah.
Cut them off at the heel. Yeah.
Do you want to talk about Pookie's comments? You've texted me that you want to talk about this. So let's go there for a moment.
I really wanted to talk with you about this. So everyone knows I'm a Pookie fan. She posted a Mother's Day TikTok with her mom, or a Mother's Day reel.
Yes.
And it's just, her and her mom sharing their outfits. Super cute. And the comments were vicious against her mom. Okay. So Pookie's mom is a natural woman. She said she had Pookie when she was 40. So she's probably in her 70s now. She's just a nice mom. And this is what some people on the internet had to say. Did she smoke for 50 years and use olive oil as sunscreen when she went to the beach in the 70s? Is that Fred Mertz in a dress? Jet, look into the these are different people. Each is a different comment, FYI. Jet, look into the future, brother. Pookie isn't going to look fire for long.
Oh,
like awful. Monstrous humans. Monstrous humans. And I shared the reel because I was like, first of all, I just thought it was cute. But someone said, are we going to talk about the mom though? And I was talking with Tibble on Instagram as well about this. And I said to Tibble, I was like, I just think these people in these comments are so terrible. Like, this is so sad. She basically said that her friend, who will remain anonymous, said that she thinks that it's fully Pookie's fault. Like, she's like, Pookie knew this was going to happen. She probably
people were going to be terrible.
Yeah, like, you just should be able to foresee this with the way how cruel people have been about Jet. Like, she should have been able to foresee that people were going to make horrific comments about her mom's appearance. That's just the first thing internet trolls do. And especially like at her level, she's going to have a lot of them in the comments. I would never subject my mother to that experience. And I just wonder, I'm curious if you think that she should have foreseen this.
So what I've noticed is I think a lot of the mean comments are deleted.
Good.
Because I went back and totally good. So, she's not just trying to I don't think there's a goal here of like lots of engagement because, we're going to have people be rude about my mom. I don't think it was that diabolical, but I think it's a little clueless because I do think she should be aware enough to know that if you're going to post someone on your page, whether it's a child, whether it's your mom, whoever, who's not, necessarily at that level or used to that type of attention, people are going to say things that are probably going to be negative. People are going to say positive things, but people are going to say negative things. And she should be more aware and have, and maybe there was a conversation before where it was like, hey mom, do you want to be in this video? People, the trolls are going to show up no matter what. They show up for me. They show up for Jet. And maybe your mom was like, yeah, who cares? But I don't know. I think it's a little clueless. And this is just another reminder why I want to stay somewhat as private as possible. Not on Pookie's level, but just like people say the most horrific things about the people you love if you post them.
No, that's why little like Nephi Samuel is not going to go on my Instagram. Okay. I'm not
our nephew.
No, my child, my prospective child at some point. Isaiah Nephi Samuel. Okay.
Yeah. No,
he's name, first name. Isaiah Nephi Samuel will not appear on my Instagram because I'm just not doing it. Like, I mean, I don't actually know what's going to happen, but right now I think that I would really not like to subject my children to the absolute vipers online.
I don't even want to post as many Ben photos because I just like, I don't know. I'm more afraid of the internet in general now, obviously given the last few months, but anyone who I love in my life, I'm not going to necessarily subject them to a public following.
Exactly. It's like we've chosen this, but they necessarily have not. So anyway, I just thought I thought it was a kind of an interesting point because regardless of if they had the conversation, I don't know, this will be the last thing I say on it, but I just think as someone's daughter, I wouldn't give them that choice to experience the internet ridicule unless I was on my phone or had someone on my phone deleting and blocking every negative comment.
Right.
But
yeah.
Anyway,
it feels clueless. I agree.
So clueless. Okay. Wait,
Meghan Markle?
Oh yeah. I want to get into Meghan Markle with you.
I have here's what I want to tell you before we even start this. As I'm preparing for this episode, I'm thinking to myself, how can I not say the same things I've always said about this woman? How do I try to be more nuanced, more understanding, more love, more empathy for Meghan Markle? How do I do that? And I want you to know that I failed at channeling that.
I am excited to hear your same thoughts. So I think everyone is, buckling in for those. No, I think that everyone feels that way. Everyone feels like it's kind of like this repeated, some repeated issues. And I think that on this podcast, this is my disclaimer. We don't come at it with like a case closed. We know who the real Meghan Markle is. I think for me and for you, she still remains an enigma. It's like, is she the most like cloying, saccharine, unself-aware, means well, but doesn't land well girl? Or is she like actually truly calculating and Machiavellian and ingratiating and a total social climber and just used Harry? Like we don't know. We don't know which is true on this pod.
And I think I tend to believe the former, where I just think she's kind of clueless and she needs to listen to this podcast because we would give her expert advice.
It's
because
so
I think there are repeated themes, repeated things happening. And she could, really, she could get wise to it if she would give us a listen. But let's get into it.
Okay, everyone. So Meghan Markle was at the Women in Leadership event in Nigeria. They're on this 3-day tour, and she gives a little speech on this panel she's on. She's in this red, beautiful dress.
Beautiful.
A $20,000 Logan Hollowell necklace that's been on my list of things I can't afford but want for forever. And anyway, this is what she has to say. And this is, by the way, after she, I guess, has found out that she is 43% Nigerian thanks to an Ancestry.com test. So this is what she had to say.
In a million years would I understand it as much as I do now.
Being here, right?
Being here. And what has been echoed so much, really, in the past day by men and women alike is, oh, we weren't surprised when we found out when you were a Nigerian. Oh, no. And I say that mostly as a compliment to all of you because what they define as a Nigerian woman is brave, resilient, courageous, powerful, beautiful. And every single moment that I hear anyone so far talk about what it means to be a Nigerian woman, it is the most flattering thing to be in that company, to be in your company. So yes, it's been really eye-opening and humbling to be able to know more about my heritage and to be able to know this is just the beginning of that discovery.
Okay, she also signed in the welcome book when she got there. They had her and Prince Harry sign some welcome book, and she wrote, "Thank you for welcoming me. Thank you for welcoming me home." I'm sorry. I think Meghan Markle is more at home in Soho House than she is, stepping down onto the soil of Nigeria. It is just, it strains credulity.
I mean, can we talk about the quote? Can we talk about
but one more thing before we get to the quote. Okay. This girl grew up as upper middle class, a Los Angeles girl. Dad had a good job. She went to elite universities. She very quickly climbed the social ladders. She's married to one of the most powerful men on the planet, given his lineage and his connections. She's extremely wealthy. She has no idea what it's like to actually be a Nigerian woman.
No, she does. She's beautiful. She knows what it's because she's beautiful. She knows what it's like.
Okay, let's get to the quote. Because it just killed me.
It killed me. And because I read a snippet of it and I was like, and it didn't hit me until I watched her deliver it. And I was like, oh my gosh. And so when she says, so I'm just going to read it again. Never in a million years would I understand it as much as I do now. And what has been echoed so much in the past day is, oh, we are not so surprised when we found out you were Nigerian. And I thought she was going to go somewhere self-deprecating or something kind of funny or like, you love this food or something, something just a little bit more light touch. Right. You love to wear a bright color. I don't know. And then she follows it up with, it is a compliment to you because what they define as a Nigerian woman is brave, resilient, courageous, beautiful. It's like,
beautiful.
This is about you, but it's mostly about me. What I wrote in my notes about this whole thing is this Nigeria tour is one big and back to me.
I'm so sorry, but it even came across in the way she dressed, which in my opinion, it's like you are not on vacation in Cancun, okay? What are you doing in the Joanna Ortiz backlist number when you're visiting a preschool? I'm just so confused. Also, excuse me, but okay, no, this kind of tracks, Chandler, with when you're saying she brings it back to her. I'm sorry, but if I am visiting a country or she's visiting a country that is struggling economically, she's visiting Nigeria, why the fuck is she wearing 40 grand, 50 grand worth of jewelry? No, I'm sorry. That's actually under Logan Hollowell necklace, 20,000 minimum. Her engagement ring, Diana's watch she's wearing. It's just, in my opinion, it's so insensitive. It's weird.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't have as much of an eye for the jewelry as you do, but I felt like...
Also, by the way, I'm going to interrupt you really quick because I don't know who it was, and maybe I think it was Prince Harry. He said in his memoir that he didn't want to do the typical royal tours. Yes, he said his memoir at some point, he's like, I didn't want to do the typical royal tours. I wanted to work. And he describes a royal tour as you go and you hear about the problem. He's like, I didn't want to do a bunch of photo ops where I go and listen to people, and basically you listen to people share their problems with you. And that's what a royal tour is. He was like, I wanted to work. I wanted to be on the ground. I actually wanted to be in Africa working for what he was discussing. And it's they know what this is going to be about. They know this is going to be visiting with organizations, hearing the difficulties going on, hearing what people are really grappling with. And I'm sorry, but I just can't imagine knowing that's the agenda and being this is the moment to bring out my bling.
Totally.
It's weird.
Or I think she gets maybe one moment where she says I did an Ancestry.com. I filled out a sponsored pop apologist Ancestry.com kit and I got my results back. But the way that she inserts herself into the conversation so much, and not just in a one little joke, you get one little moment like that. And then it's actually about letting these other people talk, or at least talking about what is important to them. It's just, it's so her. It's so her.
It's so her, and you're absolutely correct. Like, there's something about being like, yeah, I found out I was 43% Nigerian. I think that's so cool, like, whatever. But there's just something about, like, thank you for welcoming me home. People, it's just, let me compliment myself by explaining all the virtues of being a Nigerian woman. I don't know. I'm just not into it.
No, absolutely not.
Also, can I say that what I'm frustrated by is we got a debut of her content creating and influencing. We got American Riviera Orchard teased to us. Why the fuck is it 2 months later and all that we have gotten is that 5-second montage, 2 seconds of her in the ball gown in the gardens, and 2 seconds of her in this beautiful stone European kitchen in Montecito.
And
why? She's never going to make it as a content creator. She's never going to make it. No, literally.
Seems like no one wants to work these days. No, and whisperings about the jam. Whisperings about a jam. That's about it.
Just literally Meghan Markle's brand launch is like she made a big batch of jam and had it delivered to local people. And that is the launch of the brand. I thought this bee likes to hit the ground running and make stuff work. It's almost so weird because it's like maybe the whole like work ethic thing, the whole like we're going to have so much output that has not seemed to like prove out in the way that the podcast has been delayed now till 2025. She could only do 12 episodes to begin with in a full year with a team of 27. I don't know. Girl. It now just sounds like we're totally bashing, but
I don't know. I don't have a lot of respect for anyone who can't get a podcast up off the ground. We sure as hell made it happen.
We sure as hell did. Anyway. Should we get into the Eras Tour, Travis Kelce?
Let's close out with just a little bit more about our girl, Taylor. We have to go here. We have to chat about it. We don't need to chat about it for long, but we just got to touch on it.
Well, this is going to be the final bit of content, everyone. So if you're not a Taylor fan, you can just turn this off now. We love you, and we'll see you on Friday on Patreon.
This is your off-ramp. We'll see you later.
Yes, exactly. Your freeway exit has arrived. Please switch into the left lane. Or the right lane. Chandler.
So
now that 99% of our listeners are still with us, let's talk about Taylor.
Okay. Well, I've never watched a live stream of any of the shows before until this moment, until Paris, because I knew that she was potentially going to sing some of, Tortured Poets Department. I paid money for it. My phone died because I was just literally walking around aimlessly because I couldn't even I was far away from home and I didn't want to get on the subway and lose service. So I was just walking around aimlessly watching this live stream.
Yeah. I was not going to watch it until you guys blew up my phone with 600 messages. And I was like, I guess I am going to watch this because I wanted to save it as a surprise. I had full body chills. The new Tortured Poets Department set is so good. I mean, I think it's my favorite of the entire show.
It's so good. It's really good. It's a really good, very different set. Like the styling, everything. Okay, I want to just briefly also talk about, so I didn't see the dress up close until the next day. I just saw it from far away from the grainy live stream, right? Where it's it just looked like this high low or high or short in the front, long in the back, white dress with a corset top or something. And I was like, I love it. Pretty silhouette on her. It's so much better than the folklore dresses that I hate. I did not see that it had music lyrics on it until the next day. And it's just of course it has music lyrics on it. Of course she has to do this to us. Of course it can't just be a beautiful white dress. And then just to go hard on her fashion, she loves the circus director jacket silhouette. Why? Why in God's name? It's the least attractive silhouette. I believe that to my core.
You know what, Chandler? It's a deeper mystery of our modern age. Why the F? She's in ankle boots and a
ankle
skater
boots
skirt. Okay, the new 1989 looks are so bad. The old ones were so much better. The silhouette, that flared skirt that looks like it has the same silhouette as an Urban Outfitters skirt I wore in 2002. And the ankle boots. I'm just confused. I'm confused.
What did you call the one look? Ketchup and mustard?
No, it was a McDonald's colorway. So the colorway for the 1989 outfit that she wore to celebrate Travis Kelce being there. I was just I don't need the McDonald's colorway. The ketchup and mustard, that's what Kyle in our group chat called it. It's just not it.
It literally was Ronald McDonald bedazzled.
Well, also it's like, I honestly feel like would be shocked if James, our 9-year-old niece, was not involved with this styling, because it sounds like a 9-year-old's idea to be like, let's alternate the colors. Let's have one shoe green and one shoe red, and then the skirt red and the bra green. It's just, I'm sorry, everyone. I know I sound like a total bee, but
yes, we always have to ground ourselves in the poor fashion choices. This is what keeps our 2 feet planted on the earth. This is what keeps us from, fully flying away balloon style, into the Taylorverse. We love her. Her fashion always baffles us. But hearing the songs from Torture Poets Department live was so good. Oh my gosh, like Down Bad, hearing So High School, like all of it. Ugh.
I can't stand the live stream because the audio quality always has some random screaming. I can barely hear Taylor's voice. So I tend to try to wait also for the clips, because the clips tend to be much better, the ones that like go viral on Instagram.
Yeah.
But no, she sounds so good, and it's so fun to hear those songs. I'm heartbroken that My Boy Breaks His Favorite Toys is not on the set list. So sad about that. She doesn't sing live about being in the sandbox. I'm devastated. No, the moment where she's like, the alien moment is so good.
Oh, so good.
It's so good. This woman, she can wear whatever she wants.
Yeah.
Because FBC, full body chills, that entire every minute of the new set. Also, okay, someone said on Reddit, they were like upset. Someone basically was like, why is Travis there on the 4th day? Like, why did Travis not come for the first day in Paris? And I had a brilliant revelation about this in their union. I think she told Bradley and Gigi and Travis, I think she said to them, come on the last day, because if they come on the last day, she can get dinner with them the next day, and she can hang a little bit. But I feel like if they came on the first day and she had shows for the next 3 days, she can't basically chill at all with them. Like, she just has to be in work mode. Anyway, unlocked.
What a brilliant logistical breakthrough you've made.
I know.
On behalf of Taylor Swift.
This is why people come to this show. This is why people love this show.
The brains on this girl.
Honestly.
It's incredible. No, I think that could have totally been at play. I think Travis was also filming something for Ryan Murphy, his something. And I also think by 4th day, all the, kinks of the show are going to be worked out. So even though it looks flawless to us, I'm sure there are little tiny things that they perfect.
Well, that was going to be what I was
And wasn't
going
her
to say.
87th show? Sorry. Wasn't it their 87th? I don't know. I
that's
wouldn't put past
why.
her the Easter egg.
Oh my gosh, Chandler, that's 100% right. She was like, I want you to come to the 87th show.
Yeah.
Duh, that's the main reason. But I will say, I don't think that there were any kinks to iron out, because they were professionally filming the first day. So she must have been super confident. So I think there's going to be like Eras Tour with
Target
the Tortured
exclusive.
Poets. Target streaming exclusive. She's going to, announce that she's helping Target launch their streaming platform, whatever it is. It's coming. We're all going to pay out another $20. Okay. So everyone might want to skip their half and half if they get cold brew this week. You got a budget for Taylor's next shill. Okay.
I'm definitely struggling with the fact that I don't have Europe tickets.
Oh, well, I mean, should I tell people what we're doing or no?
I mean, yeah, I'm going to see if I can make this happen. It's a long shot. It's probably never
You're
going to
see if you can join the last half of the trip.
London. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So everyone, we had a brilliant idea, because Taylor plays on August 10th in Vienna. And then we were like, we're going to do something after. What are we going to do? And anyway, we're like, why don't we go to the English countryside for a few days and then go see Taylor again in London? So I'm really making up for lost time, having not seen Taylor at all yet, having not seen the Eras Tour at all. So I'm so excited.
I have to go. I have to figure out a way to make this happen.
Have you ever been to the English countryside, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, it's like the place I have been telling Kagan that I want to go back to above almost anything else.
Really?
And so I'm so excited to go back. Yes.
Yeah.
Like the English countryside is one of the most beautiful places on earth, especially in August when it's going to be warm. I cannot wait.
We can go to the Black Dog.
Okay, we have to go to the Black Dog. Maybe we'll do our first live show there, where we'll share our thoughts on all of Taylor's most recent looks. That could be fun.
Yes, love it. Love it. Love it.
Okay.
We'll do a seance for Joe.
Exactly. You guys, we love you. Thank you for being podcast listeners. Thank you for being here with us today.
Do you want to say anything about Travis at the show? Filming her, anything?
Oh, I mean, I thought it was super cute. I thought Bradley Cooper looked like he was totally miserable.
Yeah. That was like, he was like, all right. That's when you sit down to a Broadway show and you're like, okay, how many songs do I have to get through? Like that type of energy.
I remember one time I went on a date with someone when I was like 19 and he took me to a Joanna Newsom. I think that was her name. Joanna. Have you ever heard of Joanna Newsom?
Mm-mm, I haven't.
She's like the indie folk artist that plays a harp and sings like, anyway, it's like very avant-garde, weird music. And I had to stand for this concert for 2 hours.
Ugh.
And I just remember being like, someone literally pull the trap door from underneath me and send me into hell. Because I'd rather be there than experiencing this. And I felt like that was Bradley's energy.
Yeah. Disappointing. Gigi was having the time of her life. Her dancing was so cute. I just love that she didn't care that he wasn't like dancing as big. Like she wasn't going to have her vibe ruined by him being less enthused.
I wish. I have something I want to say about men who attend the Eras Tour with their partners. But I feel like I can't.
They don't deserve it?
Maybe we'll save it for Patreon. No, it's
Say it.
Pop Apologist After Dark content. We'll save it for Patreon.
Okay.
But yeah, he seemed less than enthused. And he seemed like he was just getting through it. Didn't know how to move his body. Didn't know where to put his hands. I mean, Bradley Cooper, 50-year-old Bradley Cooper, I don't think he can connect to All Too Well 10-minute version like Gigi Hadid. Like 28-year-old Gigi Hadid.
Yeah, 100%. But Travis was so cute, filming with his like flash on. Obsessed.
Oh my gosh. They are just so hot. I love them. And I love the listeners of this show. Chandler, anything else?
No, that's it. We'll be back on Friday with Patreon.
We'll be back on Friday with Patreon. Love you guys. Bye.
Love you guys. Bye.
That's all for now, folks. Don't forget, give us a 5-star review, hit us up on Instagram at Pop Apologists, and we will see you next week, live every Wednesday.